I mean, you know, candles in the bathroom, a little scent, little music playing, things of that nature.
Okay, for this cold shower. All right, and then you'll warm her up, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me know what you feel as far as eye contact. If a person doesn't give you eye contact, does that say anything or it doesn't matter? Are you big on
Um,
that?
yeah, I'm really big on eye contact.
Okay. So you prefer on your date that that person looks you dead in the eyes and you're talking to him. So
Right.
if they don't, what would that tell you?
To me, it kind of tells me she might not be really interested, or her mind might be elsewhere.
Okay. So
Damn, it's
could
hot.
you tell it? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Mhm.
all good.
Sorry. Could you tell us why you're single? Why do you think you're single?
I'm sorry. Repeat that again.
Could you tell us why you think you're single today, or is this by choice, or is it hard to find somebody, or why do you feel you're single? Picking
Why do I
someone
think I'm
else?
single?
Yes.
I just haven't found the right person.
Okay. So you do have, there is a lot of women that's after you. It's just that they're not what you're looking for. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And do you have kids?
I'm sorry. Repeat that.
Do you have any children?
No kids.
Okay. All right. And that's it for me. And I hope you cool off too. You got to drink a glass of water.
Yeah,
So
plenty of water. Yeah.
Okay.
good, good. I'll jump right in to Lady IA's questions. So, Lady IA, say you and Mr. JB are a couple and you all live together and the air is out. How would you cool Mr. JB down? What would you suggest?
I would just suggest, maybe leaving for a couple hours, go for a walk, get outside, just so that you're
Okay.
not just sitting in the heat. Um, Besides that, possibly a cold shower, that always helps. It's not too much you can do if you're just hot. So just leaving would be my best option.
Okay. And what would you say your best physical attribute is?
Um, I would say my smile. I also have nice legs. That's that's what I get. I get a lot of compliments because I'm kind of tall. I'm 5'9", so I get a lot of compliments on that. Um,
Okay. All right. And are you giving? Do you have like a giving nature or are you something else?
I can be giving to an
Leaving them
extent.
alone.
I'm not like super, like Oprah. Here's a gift. Here's a gift.
Yeah.
But for people that I care about, I will give to them.
Okay, that's nice. And what do you do? What do you do for work?
I do a couple things. So I work with children up to age 3 in early education. If they have any type of educational delays, whether it's like a speech delay, fine motor, gross motor skills. So I just really help them get on target for their age group and work with the
Nice.
families to give them techniques and skills to use. I also launched my business the beginning of this year. So I started a candle and soap making company. And also I like to write. So I want to finish writing
Nice.
my books. I'm writing a poetry book.
Oh, so you're a
Mm.
poet. Can you share with us some of your poems one day in the group? That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'll share it one day. Not on spot.
No, 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 not on the spot, but that would
Right?
be lovely. I love poetry.
I
So.
love poetry too, for sure.
That's great. That's awesome. And do you have any children?
I do. I have a 9-year-old.
Okay.
And do you want more children? Would you consider having more?
It's possible, if the situation permits and that's what we both agree on, that's no problem.
Okay. And what do you like a man for you to do? Mr. JB said he may like someone to massage his shoulders. And what would you want for your best physical attribute to be done? For your legs and for your smile, would you want that complimented? Would you want your legs massaged or what?
I like feet rubs, so I'll be happy with that, or like a back massage. But I know, like, for me, my love language is acts of service. So the most important thing for me would just be, someone doing things without me having to ask. And that's really what replicates, that love for me. And that's kind of how I perceive it.
Okay, so you would like for him to like take your car and fill up the gas or
Yep.
do the oil change? Yeah, okay, I like that too. All right, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, Lady IA, are you a big phone talker or a texter? Would you like
Um,
texting?
I'm a texter, but I feel like when you're dating someone, the only way you can really get to know them is talking on the phone. I feel like you don't necessarily like fall in love through text message, because it's kind of hard to perceive the language, whether it's like someone's being sarcastic or jokingly or serious, so it's kind of hard to perceive language through text. And then also, I don't know, I just feel like you don't really build that strong connection via text message. So it takes more.
Okay, so let's say after a month or two, you and JB were dating, or before that, and he had a Facebook page. Would you go through his Facebook page and make sure the girls aren't liking his page? And if they are, how would you feel about that? If they were liking his page, would you bring it up to him and say, who is she? Let me
That's
know.
not that's not typically my character. I'm really like, I feel like social media is social media and it's, for show. But I wouldn't necessarily, because people are gonna comment like that would just more so reaffirm like, oh, he looks good, my
Mm,
guy is fine, or like it's gonna boost my ego, like, oh, women want him, I want him too,
Okay.
what I got.
okay.
Right.
So
Right.
okay. Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting you. So you're saying if Mr. JB was on, well, if somebody was liking his page, a woman, and you'll come back and say, that's my boo.
Yeah,
I'm,
I wouldn't say anything, just because it's like, it's certain ways you address things that make you uncomfortable in a relationship, and I feel like, even responding directly on social media is not appropriate.
Mm.
um, if
okay.
you're having like relationship problems, I feel like you shouldn't go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go to whatever and post your problems, or try to solve your problems via the internet.
Okay.
But that wouldn't bother me. People liking pictures or, anything like
Hmm.
that.
So, could you tell us why you think you are single?
I feel like I haven't met the right person. Um, it's not like I have a hard time dating. It's just more so just really finding that deep connection. I feel like, I want to be with someone who I can connect with on multiple levels, where it's just like effortless. And
Okay.
I really haven't found that.
Okay. So, in a relationship or getting to know someone, does that person need to have that personality? The personality has to be there, uh the look, the build, the money, all of that has to be in place, or is there some things that you can say, okay, he doesn't have the money, but he has the look, the personality, I'll take him for that.
For me, it's more so about, compatibility and chemistry. If we have the chemistry, I feel like, that's a good starting point. As in regards to like, money or finances, I feel like that's something that can be built on, like say for example, if he's not, where he wants to be in his goals, but he's ambitious and he has a plan of action, then it's like, okay, I can see the vision where you're going. But I don't feel like there's a perfect person. Nobody's perfect. So I feel like we all have our things that we're moving towards, being better at, or we're just moving towards, a new direction, or, learning new skills, whatever it may be. So I feel like, nobody is going to be completely put together.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'll pass it over to Moya.
Okay, Miss Lady IA, I was enjoying listening to all of your responses. You are doing very good. Um, what is your type of man? What type of men do you normally date?
I normally try to go for men that are tall. Like I said, I'm tall, so I like the guys to be a little bit taller than me. I athletic, just health conscious, really cares about their physical appearance. It puts effort into it. I like to date people, like I said, ambitious, well spoken, charismatic, and just someone who can really be comfortable in their own skin.
I get it. Now, tell me, are you a good cook?
I'm an okay cook. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Okay. So, what is something that you like to cook?
Something I like to cook. I love pastas. I love Italian food, so I love to make pasta. Um, you know, and I'm vegetarian, so I'll make like Alfredo pasta with like broccoli and cauliflower, and just try to substitute or meat for other things in my pastas. But
Okay.
I
Sounds
love
good.
it. I just love Italian food.
Okay, I never had cauliflower in my pasta. That's something that I will have to try.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Okay,
good.
I'm gonna try it. Thank you for the idea. I have some frozen cauliflower. Maybe I'll try it tomorrow. But as I digress, what makes you upset? Like what? Every single time it will make you upset.
What makes me upset? Mm, I would have to say, I don't know. It's not really too much that makes me upset. Um, every single time. Maybe just, being underestimated. That could be anything that I would see, being underestimated. But like I honestly, I don't know. Like I'm pretty easygoing, so
Mhm.
I
I
don't
can
know.
get that. Being underestimated. I can get that. Now, what are your views on divorce?
I do not want to get a divorce. I feel like, if you make that commitment, you should really work hard, and really try put your best effort. I feel like, you should be willing to put in the work to fix the marriage. If it's a problem, like go to counseling, or, just really come up with some solutions and identify what the root issue is. Because I'm not a fan of divorce. I feel like I want to do it once, get married, and that be it.
All right. And how are you when it comes to polygamy? What do you think about polygamous relationships?
I don't agree with polygamous relationships. Just because I don't like to share. Like I'm not gonna. I'm just not like I can't do that. I'm cool on that.
I get it. I get it. What is your favorite part of a man's body?
My favorite part. I guess the chest, if he has a nice chest, or even like arms, really toned arms.
All right. And what is it that excites you, excuse me, the most in a relationship?
If it's spontaneous, so just doing unexpected things, like say for example, he just calls you up and like, hey, let's go XYZ place. I like when things are kind of mixed up and it's not so much mundane and routine, and it's like, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we do this, and then Friday we'll do that, so I like spontaneity and just being able to have things mixed up and unexpected.
Mm-hmm. I get it. What is your religious views?
I am not very religious. I'm more so spiritual. So I don't necessarily follow traditional religions. But I do feel like, there's a greater power than me for sure. But I'm not big on religion.
All right. And this is my last question. If your female friend had a dispute with Mr. JB, how would you handle that?
It really depends on what the dispute was about. But I'm gonna have to take the side of, my partner. Just because, like that's essentially, you have to go home with that person. So I'm gonna more than likely take their side, or just try to be the peacemaker if it's something I can solve. If it's if it's pretty cut and dry, then it's just like, okay, well, I'll just have to catch you another time and distance myself or whatever.
I get it. All right. That was all the questions that we had for you all. Miss Lady IA, did you have 2 questions that you wanted to ask Mr. JB?
Yeah, I do. Mr. JB, what are your religious views?
Pretty much the same as you. I'm Christian. Not really, really religious. More spiritual. I believe in God, but I'm not a Bible thumper.
Okay. And what would you say is your biggest flaw?
I would definitely say my biggest flaw is that at times I can, and this is not just relationships, but with anything, work, whatever, I tend to overanalyze, or I might think too deep, or, I would definitely say overanalyzing at times.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And Mr. JB, do you have 2 questions that you would like to ask Miss Lady IA?
I do. So you're 5'9", so legs come into factor. How do you feel about men having bald heads?
Um, I think it's a good look, if it suits you. I don't mind.
Okay. Actually, I think I have 2 more questions. Uh, what is something that you would like to see in your future relationship that was lacking in your last one that you weren't getting?
Better communication. I'm more so a person who's like a problem solver, so I like to come up with solutions. In my last relationship, the guy, he would pretty much like shut down.
Hmm.
It was kind of hard to communicate, and really work through some of the issues.
Gotcha. So say me and you were going on vacation. What is your dream spot? Something somewhere that you haven't been that you would really like to go to?
Um, I haven't been to Egypt, so that would be like my dream
Okay.
vacation destination, just to go see like the pyramids of Giza and just have that whole experience.
Okay, nice. This is all the questions I have.
All right, Miss Lady IA, do you have another question you would like to ask Mr. JB?
I do. How tall are you, Mr. JB?
So I am exactly 6 feet, and in boots, 6'1". I always like to add that in there.
All right.
I have. I'm sorry. I have one more question.
Okay.
So what was your longest relationship?
It was like 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, long stretch for no reason, you know, but it's okay. It's a learning experience.
Gotcha. Were you guys ever engaged, or was it?
No, it was a crazy relationship. So no.
Gotcha. All right. I think that's all the questions I have for real
Okay.
this time.
Miss Lady IA, do you have another question you would like to ask Mr. JB?
No, I don't have any more questions.
Okay. Well, that was fun. That was fun. Okay. It seems like we had a lot of fun.
Learned a lot from you again. More and more each time we talk to you both. We just learn
Definitely. It's always
wonderful things about you. Yes.
Right.
definitely. And if you two have any other questions, you've already done our poll for us as administrators. If you have any more questions that you would like to ask each other, if you think of something later after this Zoom call, then you can shoot me those messages and I will be sure to send those to the other participant. Other than that, Mr. JB, you have one more. And then Miss Lady IA, you also have one more. So then we're getting down to it. All right. We are getting down to it. I will be in touch with you guys. And thank you so much for trusting us through this process. We definitely appreciate you guys. All right.
Yes. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll be talking to you all soon on this again, one more time.
Okay.
Definitely.
Bye.
All right. Take care.
Bye, Miss Lady IA. Bye, Mr. JB.
Bye bye.
All right, and thank you guys for tuning in to us here on the tube. We do have more dates tonight. We have another one at 7 o'clock, so hopefully you guys will join us for that one. Until then, see ya.
Bye. Thank you for watching.
Log